hello there. Come on inside. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to StratFest, a small sort of festival to celebrate new updates for my add-ons. And yes, that is right, my friend. Plural. All 4 of my add-ons will be getting their own update today, and all of you will be able to play these shortly afterwards. So I say with enough chatter, let's get on to our first update.
It's the coloured bricks and planks add-on. As you see over there, there's many choices you can pick from. So, for the paint bucket, it's really simple. You just get a dye and a bucket. I think it's a bit too boring just to use dyes and that, so I want to spice things up.
This add-on adds 2 big features, which you probably read from the title: slabs and brushes. So yeah, we might as well get straight into it.
Right, everyone, the first update is version 1.7 of the paint add-on. So, for a whole year, I left this add-on untouched. I didn't think it needed an update, but I found out one really important feature that just changed everything. So now, for the whole add-on, only 4 things are needed: a paint bucket, a paintbrush, a paint roller, and a paint scraper. A brush, it's a simple recipe, it's only 1 string, 1 iron ingot and 1 stick, whereas the paint roller is 2 string, 1 iron ingot, 2 sticks, so it's slightly more expensive. What the paintbrush does, as it's done before, it targets 1 block at a time, and it has 8 durability, so per use on each bucket, you can get 8, you can paint 8 blocks from it. Whereas a paint roller, it has an area of effect, so you could theoretically paint 36 blocks with just one of these, because it does a 3x3 depending on where you're facing, and it paints the block. So it's not as precise, but it is very useful for painting a bunch of blocks. So let's have a demonstration. I'll just take a few colours so I can get a better demo. We'll take white, and these obviously. So one really cool thing about the paint buckets now is this: they are now placeable, and how to get your paintbrush and paint roller wet, interact with it, and you can get blue paintbrush and a blue paint scraper. Paint roller, I mean. And with the paint roller, how it works is, I'll just do this. It gets everything in a 3x3 on where you're facing. So if I do it on this level, then it'll get 3x3 here. And then the paintbrush, same thing, but it does it per block. And as you're seeing here, the paint scraper, it doesn't have durability anymore, which is a neat bonus, so you don't have to keep needing to get a new one every time you want to remove some paint. So yeah. And how the paint bucket works is, once you've gone through 4 uses, so that's 1 more after this, it'll give you your bucket back. It'll do the same if you break it early, so if I break this red paint bucket early, I'll just get a bucket. Okay, now let's look at one really game-breaking feature, I think. And it's planks, and any type of wood. It used to have a big problem where if you scrape the paint off, it'll turn back to oak, regardless of what wood type it was. But now, if I paint all these blocks, you don't know which one it is. But if I scrape all these paint off, look at that. It saves what wood type it's been changed from, and the paint scraper can retrieve it back to how it was. Another really cool feature is with slabs. So now you can paint any kind of slab on any orientation, even a double slab. And look at that. It saves the position of the slab. Obviously, once you remove the paint, it stays where it is. Obviously, these wood types are stored as well as just the planks, so don't worry about it changing the wood type as well. So this could have a lot of potential in making very complicated structures. So as you see here, I don't even know what I built with this, but go nuts. And finally, if you're into nature, you can even paint trees. So let's just demonstrate with this. If I paint these leaves black, I can easily do that. Just like that. And if I wanted to... Ooh. I'll get a different paint bucket just to show the difference. If I wanted black leaves in a purple tree, all I need to do is paint the logs like this. I'll break this for now. You can get purple logs and even black leaves. So yeah, just get creative. There's a lot of potential with this, and I hope this update makes the add-on even better.
It's called Stratospheer expansion, and you can find it on MCPUDL. What this add-on does is that it nerfs all the vanilla foods, so it kind of adds progression. Alright, next we're going to talk about the pot and the frying pan. The frying pan and the pot can only be placed on furnaces or smokers. So yeah, this is a drinks update, so it's going to add drinks. So now we'll get to tier 2 drinks. This is where it gets kind of fun, because I've added a blender. Milkshakes. Anyways, that's pretty much the gist of this update. I hope you enjoy it, but yeah, let's just get straight into it.
Next, let's see the long-awaited update for Stratospheer expansion. I guess you could call it the cultural update? I won't stick to it. But before I say anything, yes. Cookbook's fixed. Please. So many people have mentioned this to me, and I know. I've taken my time. I've taken my sweet time. But here you go. Go nuts. Or coconuts. Yeah, I'm hilarious. So on my Discord server, people voted for me to add crop bush variants instead of raw crops. Which, fair enough, so here they are. I've added 4 different types. The forest bush, so that holds... It's in the forest. This is what replaces the old crop bush. And it holds things like apples, oranges, lettuce. Here's the new tiger bush. And this holds tomatoes, even tea. And find them in taiga biomes, and sometimes forests. And then next is the torrid bush, that holds bananas, vanilla beans. Torrid means dry, so yeah, that's where it comes from. And even one of the new crops in this add-on. Finally, the tropical bush, and this is found in the jungle, where you can find coffee beans, melons, cocoa beans, and even some of those bazongas. Yeah, coconuts, yeah. I hope this is what you guys were hoping for. But I'll just say the only way to find these is by exploring outside unloaded chunks, because they're new. I teased this as well, but I've added major design changes to the pot and pan. So first, it's got a different sound effects to them. The pan finally rotates properly around when you place it. And as you can tell, the geometry is kind of inspired by Farmer's Delight. Because so many people think it's like that. So anyway, I'll just show you how it looks now. So if I wanted to make pancakes, it works just fine. If I wanted to make soup, it looks like this now. Pancake. Soup. And while I'm here, actually, I'll show you tortillas. This is where the culture part of the update comes in. So here we go, tortillas. So all you need to do is put dough in the frying pan, and that's how you get it. And you can use this to make wraps, tacos. Like here, you can make a taco, you can make a nugget wrap, one of my specialties, and a burrito. If you want to as well, you can make tortilla chips, which is used for nacho dips. So you can get cheese or salsa. I'll show you those other crops that you just had a sneak peek at. So anyway, okay, let's take a look at the 4 new crops that I've added to this update. And this, I've blatantly said coconuts. This is a pretty unique crop because, well, one, they've got their own tree variant, which can be found in deserts and jungles like banana trees. But they're a bit like palm trees. Sadly, they can't fall on your head. Don't worry about that. But what this does is once you throw it, it deals 6 attack damage. But if you don't want to use them as a weapon, you can use it as armor if you want, and you can make a coconut helmet. It's got the same protection as an iron helmet, but it has quite low durability, so I'd keep an eye out on that. Oh yeah, you can crack the coconuts either by crouching, and you get a 1/4 chance of doing so. Okay, I'm just really lucky then. Jesus, 4 in a row. But you can put this on a campfire or a furnace, and they'll eventually turn into these cracked coconut variants. And you can use this to get milk. Either a bucket of milk or a glass of milk. Or, even better, you can make smoothies with these in the blender. I'll just do a really quick... I'll quickly show you this. I'm still happy with that animation. So anyway, coconut smoothies. Lovely. Anyway, next is rice. This is a crop that can be found in a torrid bush, so the dry bush. And I'm sure you can tell from these ingredients, you know what I'm going to make. So you can, with this, you can make different types of sushi. If I remember how to make this, I think it's like, yes. You can make... I'm still not sure how to pronounce it. Maki sushi, like that. You can make 2 types of sushi and well, this one, nigiri sushi. There you go. So again, culture. It also has other uses, but I think that's the most notable one. Next, as you can see, chili peppers. You can find these in tropical bushes, and they're used for spice foods. Like you saw a little snippet there. You can make burritos out of it, wherever that is. You can make salsa dip with nachos, or the burrito. There it is. Yeah, so you can make burritos, or you can use rice for that as well. You need chili for pepperoni as well. Mutton curry as well. It finally gives mutton a use, which is pretty nice. Next crop we're going to have a look at is corn. I think this is a pretty fun one. It grows 2 blocks tall, the first crop to ever do that, and it takes the longest as well. I think it's also a cool idea for like a hide and seek game. Could use this like as a hiding place. I don't know, just a suggestion. And well, you can use corn to make corn on the cob by placing a frying pan with butter. There we go. You can make corn on the cob. Yeah. There is a difference, okay? There's cooked corn, raw corn, yeah? And then you can also make popcorn with 3 corn, 1 sugar, and 1 bowl. You get a bowl of popcorn kernels. And if you're wondering how you get popcorn, you smelt that. Don't eat this. It's bad for you. It hurts your teeth. There you go. Bowl of popcorn, so you can enjoy the Minecraft movies, I guess, with a bowl of popcorn on your side. So yeah, that's the gist of the update. There's obviously a few more features. Oh yeah, like, I need to show you this actually. So, apples or any type of tree crops, for some reason they can't be placed just on top with the item. So, what you have to do is you just put it in the crafting menu, then you can it can place them like that. So, temporary fix, but that's what I have to do. So I hope you guys enjoy this update. This is I was running out of time, to be honest. Don't tell anyone. You know, I had to rush this update in the last few days, so I hope it turned out alright. Anyway, I hope this update improves this food add-on, and on to the next update. Hold on, to be fair though, the add-on worked perfectly fine, and it was more or less done in my eyes. Hold on. Who's vandalised my British flags? I bet it's Gerald. I betting you it's Gerald.
And welcome to an add-on showcase of Mystical Agriculture for Bedrock Edition. You're able to grow your own resources like iron or even netherite, just using crops. So to actually build this altar, it's actually a multi-block structure, and it even shows guides. And what this actually is soulstone and soulium ore. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump right into the showcase maze.
Alright, now let's have a gander at what's new in Mystical Agriculture. So, with this update, I've hopefully brought this add-on closer than ever to the actual mod. But before anything, go support Blake, bro. He's a god for making this mod. It's so good. But all credit goes to him. He's the one responsible for this amazing concept, not me. So anyway, let's just jump into the new features. So in a recent version of Mystical Agriculture, they actually updated the altar and pedestal models slightly. So now it's like a carpet hanging off the top part, instead of it actually being a carpet all the way down, which is quite a neat change. I think I prefer it, to be honest. Anyway, small features aside, seed reprocessing. So if you're playing a survival with this on, you might realise you'll start to clutter up with seeds. So this feature should be able to fix that. So I'll just pick gold, for example. If you keep stocking up on them, you're able to smelt these and exchange it for essence. So you actually have a use for them now, instead of it just stacking up in your chests. Now let's look at the core items you need for this whole update, basically. Essence ingots and essence gemstones. So an essence ingot, you can make an inferium? Yeah, inferium ingot with 2 inferium essence and 1 prosperity ingot. And once you've got them, you can then make... I need a crafting table. This is... So once you make an inferium ingot, you can make a prudentium ingot with the inferium ingot, just doing the same recipe, but with prudentium essence, and so on. So it's pretty good that these are quite simple recipes, because these are needed for every single thing here. So, yeah. If you need a better way to store them as blocks, then you've got these things. Essence blocks, essence ingot blocks, and essence gemstone blocks. Alright, so what can you actually do with these ingots and gemstones? Well, you can upgrade diamond armor and diamond tools to make more protective and more powerful tools. So, recipes as simple as this, but just like these ingots and gemstones, it progresses upwards. So, if you want to make a prudentium chestplate, you'd have to use an inferium chestplate, and then prudentium ingots and gemstones around it. So it's not just a diamond chestplate every time, basically. Same goes for the tools. You get an inferium sword, you can upgrade that by using your inferium sword in the crafting table. Prudentium, you get the gist. And I think they actually look pretty sick. Do you want to know the top damage you can get for a supremium sword? Well, at tier 5 you can get 24 attack damage. I think that's pretty good. And of course these armors and tools are enchantable, but you will lose them if you upgrade them, so be aware of that. Alright, going back to seeds, now we've got compatibility with Tinker's Legacy, because I've introduced these new seeds that allow you to make seeds from Tinker's Legacy, ingots, and yeah, on gems. And if you have any other add-ons I should add compatibility with, obviously Tinker's Construct has compatibility. I've added any new seeds that whenever I add a new alloy, so yeah. Alright, going across the bridge, I'm going to show you the highlights of this add-on in my opinion. So, what you can get now is essence watering cans. Obviously, the mystical agriculture crops are really slow to grow. Like, they're designed to be that way. So, you can take measures to make it go faster. So, a basic watering can can only do one space, while an inferium watering can can water 3 crops at once, making them all grow faster at the same time, which is pretty neat. All you need for that is 4 essence ingots and is it mystical fertilizer? Yeah. So as you get a higher watering can, it increases the area that it grows, like it grows crops. It also increases the efficiency, so it goes up much faster the better the watering can, which I think is pretty neat. Another way you can increase crop growth is growth accelerators. These have the potential to be laggy, so I'd be aware of that. I haven't fully tested them, but they are pretty cool to say the least. So what they do is any blocks above it, so I'll just show you this as an example. If there was a crop above that piece of dirt, all these accelerators will be able to grow it, because it has a vertical range. An Inferium one has a vertical range of 12, which I think is a bit mad. It's always checking for a crop that's 12 blocks above it, and yeah, the more you get, the better the crop grows. So let's demonstrate how these work. So supposedly the longest time taken to grow this crop, I forgot to get a watering can. So it works for vanilla, even works for Stratospheer expansion crops, works for all the mystical agriculture crops obviously. So slowly but surely, these accelerators will make it grow fast. Like this wheat has already started growing. So what if we tried using a watering can? Don't look at the crops directly when watering, because for some reason the on interacts thing for custom items is a bit weird. So if you try and do that with blocks, just look away first and then you can look onto it and then it'll start to work. As you can see, these crops are growing really fast, like that diamond one. If you could get a bunch of diamond crops that grow that fast, you're already there. So as you can see, I've literally just gone for a few seconds and these grow instantly. Let's just plant some more and you can see how fast they'll grow. I'm planting corn here, which doesn't work with it. So, as you can see here, watch as these grow instantly. Because this is a supreme watering can, this is the best you're going to get. And look at how fast that is. Even the corn grows really fast, which, like I said, is supposed to be the slowest growing crop in the add-on. It has no trouble with any of these crops, so as my catchphrase is today, go nuts. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is the watering cans, they're no longer spammable. They have a little cooldown, finally. And they don't work to where you're interacting with, they just work on where you're standing, so keep mind of that, and yeah. I hope you enjoyed this add-on. It's, I've done my best to make it as close to the original mod as I can. Again, all credit goes to Blake, bro. He's done an amazing job with this mod. And, yeah. Any feedback on this is appreciated. And, on to the next add-on.
This is Tinker's Construct Bedrock Edition. Yeah, you're gonna need something for this smeltery. That's gravel, sand, and clay. If you just put this in the crafting menu, you will get grout. So yeah, once it's finished smelting, it'll give you 2 molten iron. This makes the things like smeltery a lot more hands-on. So probably the most notable addition is copper cans. And watch this. Hell yeah.
And now, the add-on update you've all been waiting for. Tinker's Construct Bedrock Edition version 1.7. And I've saved this one last for a reason, and you'll see why very shortly. So the first thing you can probably tell is that the resource packs have been swapped around. So now the updated textures are the default, because I've heard a lot of people saying that they prefer that, so fair enough. So the old pack is now called Tinker's Glory Days, which I think is pretty fitting. So we'll look at this first. This is a new natural structure in this add-on. When I tried adding slime islands, I've got it already, but it's always buggy when it loads in. Like it's cut off at chunks, I think. So I've gone to the next best thing, which is slime patches. It's an easier way to find slime because they usually spawn here, but as you can see, I've put command blocks in because it kept annoying me while I was setting this up. Now if you have no idea how to use Slime Sling or Slime Boots, well look no further but with Tinker's Gadgetry. a book by Melvin, which shows a guide on gadgets. It's a bit more narrative than Materials Are New, because it's actually from the perspective of Melvin. It's a bit like a parody off of the 1.18.2 Tinker's Gadgetry. So it goes over all the different gadgets, so you can get Slime Sling, Boots, Shurikens, Glow Balls, EFLN, Giant Racks, Punji Sticks, which I'll note, they no longer destroy items anymore. You can use them for mob farms now. And yeah, it goes on about the armor and the armor modifiers, so you can even get embellishment. So yeah. Okay, now, let's have a look at the stencil table. So I've done a few changes to this. The patterns are now part of the stencil table, so it's all in one block. If you try and open the crafting menu, it won't work, you need a blank pattern. So you just place it down, and then you can start cycling through. Now let's put these patterns to good use. So you can probably tell what material, new material I've added, bone. And I'm going to show you how good it is. So obviously if you want to get the pattern out, you just crouch and right click with nothing in your hand. So now you can make bone tools. I haven't used a part builder in a while. Yeah, like that. So you just use a bone per material cost, so it's not, well, it is quite expensive for what it is, but it's bone, so it's completely renewable. And with a pickaxe, they all have their own unique models as well, with like a little bones fragment sticking out. And now let's put some modifiers on this pickaxe. So you know, ooh, what's this you see? You can now put sharpness on just mining tools. Because beforehand you could only put haste and diamond on, but now you can put both on. And now after a small poll I did on my Discord, as you can see I've updated how the heads function. You can now wear them. And you can still place them down, just if you're going to place it on the floor, crouch down and then place. But if you're going to place on the side of the block, then just place like that. 2 new texture tweaks, so hatchets now look like the hand axe from 1.18 Tinkers, but they still are the classic hatchet in the Glory Days pack, so don't worry about that. And thanks to Tomanex, we've got some new Ardite textures, so they work with the updated textures as well. So now they match them, finally. So, thank you. And now one feature that were bugging me. Broken tools. So, I'll just try and break the shovel. And there we go. The tools finally break again. And the modifiers are removed like it used to be. But you can save materials just by your tool breaking, so you don't need to worry about losing them anymore. And you'll just need 2 ingots to repair it. So as you can see, I'm trying to keep my head away from what's behind me, so no spoilers. And let's look at the new seed melter and heater. Both of these blocks are now 1 block, so please destroy any of these melters that you have in your world, because they will turn into an update block. But instead of just using the heater to power your seed melter, you can now use a seed gauge or a seed tank, and it'll just take 1 bit of lava out. And I'll just show you by getting some iron. So once the fuel runs out on this melter, it'll replenish itself automatically, like so. And now guys, this feature I'm about to show you has been the most asked feature ever since I released this. Are you guys ready? Bam. Seared faucets. So, I'm surprised I even got this to work, but I've got them to work. So here you go. So what you need first is a seared drain, 6 seared bricks in this shape, and that's what you place your faucets on. And then the seared faucet itself is 3 seared bricks in a bucket shape. That's it. I don't know why it's lagging out a bit there. But yeah. Fully functional seared faucets, as you can see here. So perceive as you watch this turn into a cast. Look at that. And now you don't even need copper cans. All you need now is a bunch of seared bricks and then you can be on your way. This feature was a pain to add, by the way. It was only because of this one command component that I found out about. And it's made everything here possible. So while we're here, let's show off the new alloy you can make, which I teased in a at the end of version 1.6. So if you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it. So to get blood, you can use rotten flesh or coagulated blood. But to make this alloy, you To make this alloy, you need 2 pieces of iron at least in the smeltery, and you just put some rotten flesh in. It turns into blood iron. You can see that little recommendation at the bottom says +1 honey. Well, if you want to smelt with a honeycomb, that's fine, but you can also just pour it in with a honey ball, and it'll give you a little celebration ding. You'll get some pig iron. So like I said, I showed this off before I did like a little teaser at the end of the last Tinker showcase. But if I pour this in, you can make pig iron tools. I'll just make some more so I can actually make a full pickaxe. You can't do it while it's still smelting though. It needs to turn to a liquid before you make it into blood iron. I'll just pour some more honey in, and there you go. That should be enough for a pickaxe. Oh, before I forget, the smeltery controller is now fully 1 block. So, again, like the seared melter, break it before you enter your world, or it will become a update block. So as you see here, I can make a pig iron pickaxe right here. And I'll just give myself some hunger. Whoops. And so you can use this tool just normal. You can break blocks, it'll take durability. What you can also do is this. You can eat your tool. Now this isn't fully polished. It doesn't give you saturation, it gives you nutrition and that's it. And it works, it's just it's not a reliable food source, so I'd eat something else as well as the pickaxe. So I'll just show you, you can keep eating this until it breaks. Just like that, you've broken your pickaxe. You've ate it to the point it's broken. But real quick, I want to show you the Glory Days pack. And as you can see, all the old textures are back. Well, you now have the classic hatchet, the classic Ardite, you even have the classic faucets, classic casts, classic controller, and yeah. The final thing I want to show off in Tinkers is the RTX compatibility. Because now, look at that. It only shines off light from specific parts of the smeltery controller. And also, if you melt some blocks, now the molten liquid glows its own aura, which I think is really cool. So that's it for version 1.7 of Tinkers. Hope you're all excited about the seared faucets as I am. And yeah, that's about it. Let's move on. Alright, don't worry guys, because I'm still going to be working on some new projects like this one. This is from an add-on I've called Overseer's Kingdom. And it's a graveyard that spawns naturally. And usually these graves would give you loot, but you need to kill the boss that's underneath this grave first to actually get through. So as you see, I have to drop down here to go into his tomb. So as you can see, he's right there, and there's a bunch of his minions that I have to kill first, or I don't stand a chance. And there he is. I am very screwed. Yeah. So as you can see right through there, little broken gravestone right there that is just ruptured out of. But ignoring the fact that I died, I'm working on some projects and hopefully I get to show you guys it soon. So that's it from me. So what about me? Well, I'm gonna make a fresh start. Go where the wind takes me. Breaking bones, so to speak. So, thank you guys so much for joining the premiere if you did. And this video was a really long process to make. It was hell. But I hope you enjoy the add-ons. And yeah, hope I'll catch you all later. See ya.